my gosh. Here's a video about how to spot toxic people. I used to think I was good at spotting toxic people. Well, maybe sometimes. Maybe a lot of the time. But not all of the time. Oh my gosh. I got taken in by a toxic person for 4.5 years. And this video, within the first couple of signs, I was like, oh my gosh. So here we go.
Think you can spot toxic people? You probably can't because the worst ones don't look toxic.
That's true.
They wear normal faces, say the right things, and somehow still leave you feeling like garbage.
Yeah, that's true, actually. More often than I realized until I started looking back. By the way, I put a link to the video in this description.
I'm going to expose 10 toxic patterns that trap smart people. These aren't random behaviors. They're calculated strategies that make you think you're the crazy one. Ready? Let's start with the sign your body notices before your brain does. The first sign is the energy drain, that weird exhaustion that hits after talking to them. Not the good tired from being challenged. Instead, it's the heavy, foggy fatigue that feels like your soul got siphoned.
Oh my gosh. So much, oh my gosh. Especially since it was a 24/7 ordeal almost every day.
Stanford research shows toxic people spike your stress hormones by 45%.
Holy cow.
Your body literally enters fight or flight mode around them, burning energy you need for everything else.
Oh, no wonder I was so exhausted all the time. And then I just kept getting more and more irritable, and I had to hold back all the time because I didn't want to hurt this person's feelings, you know. Oh.
I watched someone meet their friend for coffee and return needing a 3-hour nap.
Yeah.
That's not friendship. That's your body's alarm system screaming that something's wrong.
Wow. Just wow.
Pay attention to this pattern. If you consistently need recovery time after seeing someone, that's not a relationship. That's a slow motion energy mugging disguised as normal interaction.
That's exactly what it was. For 4.5 freaking years. No wonder I had to finally put up some boundaries and go, well, if this person doesn't like it, they can leave. I don't care. I'm just sick of it.
The second sign is relentless criticism disguised as help.
Oh.
Toxic people know compliments don't control you, but criticism does.
Well, not... Sometimes compliments can too, but it's not really compliments, it's flattery.
They never just say, great job. It's always, yeah, but followed by the one thing you could have done better.
Oh. Well, this one didn't dare really to criticize me outright like that, but she did other people. She would go, they don't sing as well as I do. And I'd be like, okay, I will not sing in front of you then.
Find the flaw in every achievement, the cloud in every silver lining. Over time, you stop chasing happiness and start desperately seeking their approval, thinking, if I just fix this one thing, maybe they'll finally be proud of me.
Oh, that never worried me.
Spoiler, they won't. And here's the trap. When they do throw you a rare compliment, it hits like pure dopamine, making you forget all the damage they've done.
I think that was the problem with her and other people that, wanted to still be friends.
Coincidence. It's conditioning designed to keep you hooked on their validation.
Yeah, that's what narcissists do with people that they trauma bond. And the narcissist in my case had tried to trauma bond me, but it didn't work.
Third sign is pathological self-centeredness.
Oh my gosh! Holy cow! Yeah! Oh my gosh, that's that fits. That really fits. And it showed up early, but I just dismissed it as, oh, well, part of mental issues, maybe part of insecurities, maybe people in the past caused all these insecurities. And so, well, yeah. No, it's toxicity.
You could be describing a near death experience, and somehow they'll redirect the conversation to their paper cut.
Oh, yeah! Yeah! Yes! Oh my gosh, this person did that all the time. Whether it was emails or WhatsApp chats or anything like that, this person always dragged the conversation back to whatever they were concerned about.
Harvard research found toxic narcissists interrupt conversations to self reference every 30 seconds on average.
Wow! Oh my. Oh. This is spot on. This is exactly what. Oh. Oh my gosh. What can I say? I feel like this video has been a fly on the wall in my life since um, shortly before 2020.
They physically cannot handle attention focused elsewhere.
Oh. Oh man. Nailed it. Of course, I kept quiet about it. Didn't want to point it out because I didn't want to hurt this person's feelings.
I watched someone share news about their cancer diagnosis, only to have their friend immediately launch into a 10-minute monologue about their own health anxiety, without a single question about the actual cancer.
Oh. This person asked a stupid meme question on a chat once, and I was really depressed at the time because I was missing my mom. She had just died just a few months before, and so the question, it triggered me, and it was a dumb question anyhow, but it was yeah. So I had said something about and my other friend had said that that question wasn't appropriate, and then I explained too that that question just made me realize that I was in a very unhappy place, and I didn't know if I was ever going to get out of it. Um, and the brat who asked the question didn't apologize. They defended themselves, saying, "Oh, it's just an innocent question. It's just a, well, it's just a mistake. We all make them." Trying to make it about this. We all make mistakes. She just wanted to get out, and then she started talking about something else, about tumors and things that she felt somebody's tumors. Well, nobody ever asked about that. She didn't guess that maybe I was missing my mom, and so the question that she'd asked made me think of something, and so, oh yeah, she did that all the time though.
This isn't just annoying, it's strategic. By
Yeah, it is.
consistently redirecting attention to themselves, they're training you to believe your experiences don't matter.
When my friend and I were grieving some loved ones' losses in very recent years, we would be crying whenever we had some down day or Even if we had to get after this narcissist for something that she did that was inappropriate, she would go back to something that happened over half her life ago, like over 2 decades ago, and then she would whine and cry about it as if we were supposed to all just stop and feel sorry for her for something that happened ages and ages ago that she could have recovered from quite a bit more than my friends and I could have recovered from our losses. Yeah, she made us feel like our experiences didn't matter at all. That's exactly what she did. And my friends and I got really sick of it, and we eventually started standing up for ourselves, and she couldn't hack it. She could not take that.
They're establishing a relationship hierarchy where they're the main character and you're merely background decoration.
Exactly! Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she definitely wanted to be the center of not just my world, I think, but everybody else's world too. And she believed that I needed her as much as she needed me, but I didn't. And she only wanted me around for supply anyway. I needed an actual friendship, but I had long given up. Like within the first year, I had given up on actually being true friends with her because she was just too shallow, too airheaded, too self-centered.
The fourth sign is a complete inability to take responsibility.
Yes! Oh, this is really stacking up. This is exactly. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she was like, we told her to cut out some really nasty stuff that we didn't want anymore. And we had to send a voice message using a computer voice because we had talked to her and she refused to listen. So we used this computer voice that my real friend likes to send her a message to cut out the objectionable behavior. And then months later, she caused a fight with me and then said, I think my rebellion started when Cindy sent this message using Alex. And if she had sent it from herself, it would have been better. Well, no, because the brat kept sending character messages to us, making demands because we had told her to cut it out, and then she just started doing character messages. So we gave her a taste of her own medicine, and she didn't like it. But yeah, no, she could not take responsibility for her own rebellious, defiant, disgusting behavior. She had to blame it on somebody else. Oh no, if Cindy hadn't sent this, I wouldn't have rebelled. No, she would have rebelled anyway. And then another time, she was bugging me about something else, and then I gave her heck for it, and she left me a message from her work saying, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done this or whatever. Then she had to go and blame. It was somebody called me today and they were just, and it's like, don't blame it on that person calling you. You were bugging me long before that person called you, so don't even go there. No, she cannot take responsibility for her own actions. She thinks she's fine just the way she is, and she ain't changing for nobody. She's really proud of that.
When things go wrong, it's always someone else's fault.
Yep.
Usually yours.
Yep.
Psychology Today reports that this responsibility deflection appears in 91% of toxic relationships.
Yes.
They'll blame their boss, the economy, the weather, anything but themselves.
Oh yeah, she blamed COVID too. When something didn't go quite right, she would blame COVID, even though she didn't have COVID. She would just say, "Oh, the COVID, the stress." Well, everybody's under the same stress because of COVID. Even if they don't have COVID, they're everybody. But she was just using stupid excuses to get out of responsibility for her actions. She did that all the time, and as the years went on, I got firmer and firmer with her about that. But she never listened.
I witnessed a manager blame his entire team for a project he micromanaged into failure.
Oh.
When confronted with evidence of his poor decisions, he said, if they had just executed my vision correctly, we would have succeeded.
Oh gosh, that sounds exactly like what this narcissist in my life would have said.
This isn't just stubbornness, it's a calculated strategy to maintain their perfect self image while making you doubt yours.
Yep, exactly. And it's a power struggle. It's all about power with people like that.
Notice how their excuses often contradict each other, yet they'll defend each one with absolute conviction.
Yep,
That's not forgetfulness, that's manipulation.
yep.
The fifth sign is an addiction to drama.
Yeah! She was always trying to drag me into drama with people in her past, and I kept telling her, well, I took it at face value at first. I thought she was actually complaining about these people. I said, well, if they're causing you so much trouble, then get them out of your life. And I don't want anything to do with them, so don't talk to them about me. And I don't want to hear anything about them because they're not part of my life, and especially people that did abuse me that she knew about. I said, look, they're as far as they're concerned, I don't exist, and I don't want to. I don't care about them. So yeah. Oh, but she was always in some kind of drama or other. Even when she was asked to just leave things alone, uh, she was she was definitely a drama magnet.
While normal people seek peace, toxic people manufacture crises like it's their job.
Yeah, that's exactly what she did. She was always hating on somebody. Even years afterwards, she would still bring up how she hated somebody from so and so. I was like, look, man, they're out of your life now. Like, I know you can talk about them forever, but I'm over it. All right. Oh, oh yeah. She was always manufacturing some kind of drama, and she would always try to sound as if she was really serious about it. She would say, you know, so and so has done this and said that. She would be this really try to be convincing, as if the more she thrust her voice out, the more she could influence anyone she was talking to.
Because it is. Research shows toxic individuals score 67% higher on drama creation measures than average people.
Oh, that's a big percentage.
They don't just encounter drama, they generate it, then act surprised when it explodes.
Yeah, that's true. She sure acted surprised when I removed her from my chat groups because she mistreated me one too many times and I'd had enough.
I watched someone systematically turn friends against each other by telling different versions of conversations to different people.
Yes, and she does that too.
She seemed happiest when everyone was fighting, a witness explained.
That's exactly how this brat was.
This isn't just immaturity, it's strategic. By
Yeah.
keeping their environment in constant chaos, they prevent you from noticing their manipulations.
And they also hope to keep people kind of afraid of talking to each other about it, which worked for a long time, too long, until I reached out to other people to let them know what was going on.
They thrive in emergencies because crisis situations lower your critical thinking and increase your dependency on whoever seems to have answers.
Oh, I guess that makes sense.
The sixth sign is treating your boundaries like suggestions.
She didn't just do that, she just plowed right through them as if they weren't even there.
They don't just cross your lines once by accident, they make a career of ignoring the limits you've clearly drawn.
Oh, damn straight.
University of Michigan research found toxic individuals violate stated boundaries 3 to 4 times more frequently than healthy people. It's
Wow.
they don't understand, they don't care.
That's true. That makes sense. She called me at work all the time. We were both, or I'll say I was in between jobs when I met her online. And when I got my job and she got her job shortly after I got mine, we started our jobs pretty much at the same time. She she was off on days when I was working, and then she would call me at work, and I needed my phone on during work so that I could record notes. She interrupted so many times, and I was getting to the point where, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to buy myself a recorder so I can keep my phone off so I can record these notes, which is eventually what I did. But she would also ask me what time I went to work and what time I got home every night. And I think, why did I have to report all that to her all the time? And then I realized it was because she kept me on the phone 24/7, and unless she was sleeping or eating or something, then I could get a break. But she would just, she'd call me at work. She'd call me before my work even ended. She'd call me on the way to work. She called me more than once during work. And even when I told her to stop calling me at work, and I would tell her, look, don't call me tonight, I'm going to be at work, she still called.
I heard about someone whose mother read their journals despite being asked to stop dozens of times. When confronted, she'd say, I'm just trying to understand you better.
Oh,
That's not love. That's invasion.
yeah.
Here's what makes this truly sinister. Each violation is a test. Every time you fail to enforce a boundary, they push further next time.
Oh, that explains why it eventually got so out of control. I didn't set boundaries to begin with. I didn't think I had to. I thought she was struggling, but she was an adult, and I thought she would, try to tone things down as things went along. But she just got worse and worse. She got clingier and clingier, louder and more obnoxious, more demanding. Oh, it just got worse and worse.
It's like watching a predator test an electric fence for weaknesses.
Oh, that's
The seventh sign is weaponized affection.
Oh, yeah, the love bombing. Yep. Although she didn't withhold love. Well, she never had love for me to begin with. It was all fake, but it was, oh, I love you so much. And all that. And it's like, well, what could I say but I love you back? I didn't want to seem rude and go, oh, okay. Then she'd go, do you love me too? Because, well, and I did care about her in the sense that, well, I cared, but I didn't need her. I wasn't attached. Yeah. So, oh yeah, the love bombing thing. And then to another friend of mine, oh, she definitely weaponized affection because she would fight with this friend. She would throw her away, and then she would bring her back in and throw her away again whenever things didn't go her way. Then she would want her back again. So she definitely weaponized affection.
Give and withhold love based on how well you're serving their needs at any moment.
Bingo! That's exactly what she did to this friend of mine. A friend who she tried to get me to bully initially, and it backfired. It was a schoolmate of hers. And she tried to stick me on this schoolmate when she found out that I would be kind of a likely person to serve her the best. So then she ditched this other person and went to me. And then she wanted to use me to bully this poor person. It backfired. Thank God. I wasn't just going to blindly do what she said. But anyway, I found out later on how she treated this person. It was absolutely cruel.
Attachment psychologists found this conditional regard causes deeper emotional damage than outright rejection.
That makes sense. That's why my friend was so sad for so long and so hurt. And she's still working through it.
At least rejection is consistent. This is psychological whiplash.
Oh, that's true.
I heard about a father who was warm and generous when his daughter followed his career advice, but cold and distant when she pursued her own interests.
Oh.
His love felt like a reward for compliance, she explained.
Oh.
This isn't just emotional immaturity, it's a sophisticated control mechanism.
It's also cruel.
By creating an unpredictable pattern of approval and disapproval, they're training you to constantly seek their validation. Notice how quickly their attitude toward you can shift from adoration to contempt without any reasonable explanation.
Yeah, well, I got that big shift when I told her to cut out the Star Wars.
The eighth sign is relentless triangulation.
Oh, yes. Oh, trying to pit one person against the other, gossiping behind people's backs about you, that kind of stuff. Yeah, she did that too.
They talk about you to others and about
Yep.
others to you,
Yep.
creating a web of distrust where everyone's slightly suspicious of everyone else.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons why I didn't want to go to my friends right off with this stuff, because I didn't know how they felt about her, and they were afraid to come to me because I had been rather protective of her at that time, not toward them, but just to people in her past that had been harassing her and harassing me as well, um, people that she brought into my life. So my friends knew that I was rather protective of her, because she was this special needs, or that's what she made herself out to be anyway, as far as mental stuff goes. And I thought, well, if I talk to my friends about this, will it get back to her? Will I get vilified? And they were afraid to talk to me, same reason. What if it got back to her? So it got really desperate before I finally reached out to my friends and said, we've got to do something about this, because I don't know about you guys, but she's driving me absolutely up the wall. I can't take anymore. I miss my mom, and it's all I can do to get out of bed in the morning. And she's just all the time just at me for stupid things.
Social network studies show toxic individuals typically serve as information gatekeepers, controlling what different people know about each other.
Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, because she's been telling people that my friends and I wouldn't allow her to talk to people, certain people. No, no, no. We didn't want her talking to people about us. She left the about us. She left a big part of that truth out. They were trying to control what I like. No, she was trying to control what I liked. I would just shut the conversation down every time she did that.
They're not connecting people, they're isolating them.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. That's exactly what she tried to do, especially in the last year when we put the kibosh on the Star Wars spam.
A community organizer described how one volunteer destroyed their team by telling each person different secrets that others supposedly said about them.
Which is why it's a good idea to keep information and exchange it with various people to get the stories straight and find out just who the troublemaker is. But my friends and I knew that it was her. Once we told her that we weren't going to be doing Star Wars roleplay anymore, we weren't going to do any of that kind of crap, and we weren't going to put up with her childish behavior anymore, she just she just ran right off the rails.
The time we realized what was happening, the damage was done.
Yeah, that's true.
This isn't just petty gossip, it's strategic isolation.
Yeah, she tried to isolate me from one of my friends shortly before we had that big breakup with her, um, because we all still felt kind of sorry for her, so we allowed her to do Star Wars in. I had a role play group that she turned into Star Wars, and my friend just had a chat that this girl would dump a whole bunch of Star Wars crap in. And although we both said no more Star Wars in our chats, in our general chats, the girl just kept on dumping it in our other one-on-one chats. And then when I took my role play group down, she created another group and invited my friend to that one. And then later on, she crowed to me when I was on the way to work. She said, "Oh, by the way, she and we're doing Star Wars in my new group now." I'm like, okay. Well, she and I will talk about that. And she's like, "Well, you don't have to do that. I really wish you wouldn't." Yeah, I'm sure you just realized you just stepped in it. Um, and it turned out that this girl was trying to separate the two of us and isolate me because I was no longer giving her Star Wars at all, not in private chat, not in one-on-one chat, not in role play groups, nothing. So she went to my other friend who still was allowing it and added her to a group. And then she really made my friend upset because she was saying to her, we'll leave her alone for a while, like leaving Will, leave me alone for a while. My friend said, no, 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 I'm not leaving her alone. There's no way. Because she needs me. She's missing her mom, and there's Valentine's Day and Family Day and whatnot coming up. I'm not leaving her, and I'm not going to break her trust and do Star Wars with you. And she said to her, that's kid stuff. You're way too old for that. So she told her to grow up and shape up. And then after that, this girl realized that my friend wasn't so cool after all. So then she went to our other friend and tried to play the victim. And she's like, I feel like I'm being ganged up on. And my friend was like, well, they don't want that stuff. And she's like, well, if you're going to take their side, you're not the friend I thought you were. This girl was never a friend to my friend at all. Not even in the school days. She was just using her and just being cruel.
By positioning themselves as the information hub, they ensure all relationships flow through them.
Yeah, that's what she was trying to do.
Watch for the warning signs. Do they share secrets too readily? Do they often say, don't tell anyone I told you this? The ninth sign is the backhanded compliment.
Oh, the backhanded compliment. Okay, let's see. What does that entail?
Praise with a hidden knife. You look so much better than last time.
I don't recall her giving me backhanded compliments like that. She just pointed out the obvious, not just to me, but to other people. She could say 2 plus 2 is 4. She could say that in all seriousness as if the whole world was stupid. That's what she did mostly, rather than paying me back or anyone else backhanded compliments. But yeah.
Or, that outfit is so brave of you, aren't failed compliments. They're precision strikes.
Yeah.
Columbia University linguists found toxic individuals use compliment-insult combinations 3 times more frequently than healthy communicators.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's not accidental, it's tactical.
Yeah.
I heard about a boss who told an employee, you're doing amazing for someone with your background.
Oh, good grief.
The employee felt simultaneously praised and diminished, exactly as intended.
If someone did that to me, I'd focus on the insult. I'd go, what do you mean by my background? I would just confront them right on the spot if they did that.
These verbal Trojan horses create a psychological trap. If you object, you seem ungrateful. If you accept, you validate the criticism.
I'd rather appear ungrateful.
Notice how these comments often target your insecurities with surgical accuracy.
Well, I'll be on the lookout for people that might do that. And anyone that does that to me is going to get dropped.
The test is simple. Do their compliments leave you feeling better or worse about yourself? The 10th sign is reality distortion.
Oh, she's good at that.
They rewrite history.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Instead of she spammed the living heck out of us and wouldn't leave us alone and didn't care about us at all, just kept on about herself, to her version is, we're control freaks. We were controlling everything she did. We were telling her to give up Star Wars. We were telling her to give up her figures. Bull crap.
Saying things you clearly heard and make you question your own perceptions until you feel crazy.
Oh, that's gaslighting. She did that. She threw Star Wars at one of my friends who told me about it, and I confronted her about it, and she denied having done it. I said, no. I said, my friends said that it was Star Wars, and I said, so it was probably, I mentioned some characters. No, it wasn't that character. And she said, I won't tell you what it was. I'm like, I don't care what character it is. And then but I'll just tell you, it's not from, I forget what she said next. I don't care what it's from. The fact is, it's from Star Wars. So don't lie. My friend did say that you Star Wars her, and she was telling the truth. So to stop denying it.
Clinical research shows this gaslighting appears in 91% of toxic relationships.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she definitely tried to gaslight us, that's for sure. And that was one example of that. And she was not supposed to spam my friend with Star Wars. And she did. And then she tried to deny it and tried to make me think I had misheard or something. No. Mm-mm.
It's not just lying, it's making you doubt your ability to recognize lies.
That's exactly what she was trying to do. That's what she continues to do now. She lies like a rug and she expects people to just believe her.
A domestic violence counselor shared how one client recorded conversations because her partner would vehemently deny saying hurtful things minutes after saying them.
Oh, yeah. I've heard a lot of people that have been under arrest on these YouTube videos act like that.
Am I going crazy? She asked. This is the most dangerous sign because it attacks your relationship with reality itself. When you can't trust your own perceptions, you become dependent on them to interpret the world for you.
Well, there's no way I was going to allow her to do that to me.
Notice how they'll confidently rewrite history even when confronted with evidence.
Yeah. Talk about arrogance. Talk about delusional.
Or dismiss your feelings while demanding validation for their own.
Oh, she did that all the time.
Now that you know these 10 signs, you'll start noticing toxic patterns that were invisible to you before.
Boy, do I ever. I just didn't understand what they were until watching videos like this.
You might realize some people in your life have been slowly poisoning your self-confidence, peace of mind, and reality for years.
Well, I know she tried, but she failed.
Remember, toxicity exists on a spectrum. Someone might display these behaviors occasionally without being fundamentally toxic. The key is consistency and intensity. Are these patterns or isolated incidents? The
In her case, it was patterns.
powerful response to toxicity isn't confrontation, it's distance.
Which is what I have done. I'll have nothing to do with her.
You can't change someone who doesn't see a problem with their behavior,
That's true. And she doesn't.
but you can change who has access to your time, energy, and mental space.
Yep. So true. And I can also put out my experience that goes along with this in reaction. So, yeah, exactly. It was a rough 4.5 years. I'm glad it's over, but I wish that it would stay over and that I wish that nobody else would come out of the woodwork on her behalf to harass me, which has been happening since she stormed out and called us losers and freaks. That's it for this video.